All right, everybody, we are in fact recording, and I'm really so excited about tonight's call because I think there's something in store for our future that's really going to make a difference for all of us. Because wouldn't you agree that what comes down from the top just sprinkles down to everybody else? Like, look at our company, Jay Martin. Now, Jay Martin has such big heart, and he cares so much for us, and he truly loves us. And when you're at conference, or when even you're away from conference, you know that Jay Martin's out there. Like, he's got your back, right? And we have a team called The Heat that for years has been the same, but I think now we've created so much unity between all of the NMDs working together, and especially with the new NMDs, Michelle and Melissa coming on, that new vibrant energy that just comes up and like comes from the earth and comes up to us, and then we come up and come down to everybody. It's like, you know, they're flaming the fans down there, right? Like the fire, not the fans. They're just
fanning the flames.
They're fanning the flames. You know, I can't say this stuff right. So I'm just so excited about the team that we have and what we're creating as a team in unity. And the more we work together, the better we get together, the bigger we grow together, the more we have to offer back to each other together. And so what we're looking for in the future is that when, say, Sandy's team comes up with good ideas, that we make sure that the rest of the team, the rest of the Heat knows about what you guys are doing. And when we do something, we share with you. And the same for the Trailblazers. The Trailblazers are cooking up something. In fact, it was really Lisa that sort of started this whole simplicity of our incentives this time. She called and she said, I got something really great. And it's that cooperative working together that we really want to keep intact, because I'm going to tell you, as teams break off, and every team does break off a little bit with their NMDs, but if you always focus back on the original, like all the different teams break off, but Jay Martin's still up at the helm. Now, I'm not saying that I'm up at the helm of this, but we national marketing directors in the Heat team together are at the helm. So we named our team 20-something years ago.
23 years ago.
23 years ago. I don't remember exactly how it happened.
I do.
Chris seems to. Do you want to tell us?
Well, we had a contest. We put out a contest to come up with a name. At that time, there was only one other organization in Two Spots that had a name, and so we decided we liked that. It was kind of branding 23 years ago.
We didn't know it was.
No, we didn't know that. So we put out a contest, and the Las Vegas Heat, you know, Sandy, Lenora, and Leela came up with the name The Heat, and they won the prize. I think in those days, the money was rolling so big, I think we bought them a spaghetti dinner.
So I always loved the Heat because it really did spark things in me, and fanning the flames and growing and being really hot and being on fire. I thought for me it always meant a lot. But we came up with something that I think some of you are going to identify with even more. And even Stephanie Cleveland, who's been around, I don't know how many years, 15 plus years, Stephanie?
Maybe 20.
5, 10, 20? Yeah. And she said, you know, I never really resonated with the Heat until we had this NMD call and we got it all together. So we came up with an acronym for what the Heat stands for. And I want you to be thinking about where in this acronym you lie, and maybe even what you can offer on the call tonight. But Heat, and I'm going to go through each letter, and then we're going to take a letter at a time. So H, clearly for heart, right? It's like that's the foundation of our business. And E is for energy. And we're going to hear from different NMDs talking about what each of these stand for. And A for abundance. Like, who doesn't want abundance in their lives? And T, at all levels, as Chris says. And T was going to be for team until, of course, Sandy said, wait, I think I have something better. And she did, because T stands for tenacity. And I thought, oh, well, gosh, we already have one of our teams named Tenacity. Is that fair? When you think about what tenacity means, like the last man standing, like, whoa. So Heat, heart, energy, abundance, and tenacity. So I'm going to see one more time if Lenora is on the call, because she was going to take what heart means to her. and she's not on the call. So I'm going to start it. And anybody that wants to add, because this is just off of the cuff of my heart that I'm going to be sharing with you. So like I said earlier, Jay Martin, I truly believe, is the heart of this company. And I think one of the most important things that happen with us in this business is building relationships and connection. And without heart in every area, like even before you go to make a call, say you're going to do a customer call, and you could just stop and say, hi, how are you? What's going on? Hope things are well. You know, hope the babies are better. Or before you made the call, you could stop and you could take a little bit of a breath and you could get in touch with your heart space and find out, you know, how you really want to serve that customer. Like, how can you really connect with that customer in the deepest level? Without just doing a list of how are you doing, how's it going, whatever, is really connect with your heart. And you know, every time somebody calls and asks me, gosh, I have an old friend that I absolutely adore and I haven't spoken to in 3 years, and I heard that she's really sick, and I really think Juice Plus could help her. And I don't want to call, and I don't want her to think I'm calling just to sell her something. What should I say? And I always say what you just told me. Because what you just told me came from your heart. So whether you're dealing with customers, or whether you're dealing with distributors, or whether you're dealing with your children, if you can always stop and connect to your heart first, I think it opens up all kinds of possibilities that you had no idea that were there. And that even when it's a conflict, if you can start with the idea of understanding them first and then telling your story, that means that you're coming from heart. And along with heart for me is hope. I think when we start with a heart, we give hope to others. So for me, that's what the H is. If anybody wants to add to that in the next minute, unmute yourself and tell us what you think the H and the heart for you means in our Juice Plus business, in our relationship, in our connections.
Is that Michelle?
Hey there, Nikki. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So, you know, what came to me is healthy. And when we speak authentically and we speak open heart, I mean, we're creating true, healthy relationships that people feel like we are not deceiving them or we have any ulterior motives. When we are genuinely reaching out with our heart, people feel that, and that creates a real relationship, a healthy relationship. So that's what I'm going to add.
Great.
And you know what? I knew, Michael, that you would be the first one that would unmute themselves. Honestly, that was Michael Brown. And everybody that knows Michael Brown, he's the heart guy, and he's not a doctor. But he is the doctor of the heart. So, Michael, I knew you were going to be the first one to speak. Anybody else want to add 30 seconds worth? Just unmute yourself and go.
Okay.
All right. We're going to go on then, and our next letter is E for energy. So, Chris, I'm going to have you the energy master.
Right.
In fact, you guys don't know this. I think I will put on maybe the bigger picture right now. Maybe that would be fun for a little bit. And as soon as Chris starts talking, it will come up. That's Michael and Mariah. And Michael is the one that just spoke for all of you that don't know him. But, you know, our business, when we were in the window business, the name of our business was The Energy Factor. And that was 36, 37 years ago. So we've always been about the energy. So, Chris, go for it.
That was a brilliant name that I came up with.
It was.
So energy. How important is energy? Well, energy is everything. So everything sounds sort of important, right? Sort of expansive. So how does energy influence us as a team, the HEAT team? Well, it's about the energy you bring to the message. It's about the energy you bring to the mission of inspiring healthy living around the world. It's about the energy you bring to your why and the message that you want to get across from your heart to others. So you all heard me talk about I believe we bring 3 gifts to the marketplace. We bring the gift of health, undebatable. We bring the gift of financial improvement, proven for 46 years. And we bring the gift of fulfillment, the vehicle that you can share and make a difference in other people's lives to bring meaning and purpose, and they can share it on and on and on. So those are great gifts that we bring. Are you coming from a position of strength? Do you understand that in your heart, that that's the energy you're transferring? Some people say, it used to be said, I should say, that sales is a transference of energy. Maybe. We're not really about sales, but we want to transfer this mission, really, of inspiring healthy living, taking healthy back, the healthy living revolution. So that's the energy you want to bring, and of course you want to bring the energy to your team. Remember, you set the pace. I got to say it again. The speed of the leader sets the pace of the pack. That's very funny to me these days. But again, it's about being the best distributor on your team. It's bringing the energy that sets the example for everybody else. And so when it comes to the heat, are you fired up? All right. Now there's another thing I want to talk about with energy, and that is, how can you use energy to your advantage? You've probably heard it, if you've been around us for more than 24 hours, that we encourage you to work smarter instead of harder. So what does that really mean, to work smarter instead of harder? It means you learn how to move energy. Einstein said, nothing happens until something moves. All right, so how do you move energy? Well, you can move energy physically. When we say energy is everything, the desk in front of you or the sofa you're sitting on, it's not steady matter, is it? It's moving, it's in motion, it's particles attracting and repelling each other. So physically, you can move that. Like this desk, I can just put an axe through it. That would physically move the energy. So you can move energy through action. You can move energy spiritually, and I think that subject's a little bit too in-depth to go into right now. But you can move energy mentally. And how do you do that? You move it through your thoughts. So, we've said this is a personal development program cleverly disguised as a business. It's reading the right books that affect your thoughts. And it's moving. You can move energy through your beliefs. Now, your beliefs are really simply just thoughts that you keep thinking over and over and over again. We've heard it a lot said that you get to decide what you're going to believe, and what you believe determines what you experience in life. So guarding your beliefs, investigating your beliefs, asking yourself the important questions is going to be an important part about moving your energy. Einstein also said that he was talking about intentions. With intentions, you can move energy. I'm going to paraphrase Einstein, but he said, when you set intentions, you're tapping into unseen forces. So this is all about working smarter instead of harder, remembering that the level of your intention, the level of your beliefs, the level of energy is what attracts other people to you. So there's energy in your values, there's energy in your faith, there's energy in just about everything. So make sure that your intentions are clear. We always hear, I don't want to be a salesperson. Don't be a salesperson. Set the intention, connect it to the vision or your message about taking healthy back, about inspiring healthy living around the world, and that will set your level of attraction. So intention combined with action creates contagious energy. Contagious energy. Rock on.
And I'd like to just add one little thing to that, around that. And you guys have all felt this before. You ever walk into a room and you feel like you could just cut the tension with a knife? It's not seen. You don't know what happened before you walked in the room, but you can feel that energy. So somebody sounds like they got a phone ringing. So I'm just going to be asking, pay attention to the energy you bring with you. Is it fun? Is it happy? Is it light? Is it joyous? Again, when you're checking in with people, you check in with your heart, you check in with your energy, and then go forth with that light sort of feeling.
So I want to finalize too by saying, if you want the heat team, your team to expand, stay close to the fire. Go.
All right. So our next letter is A for abundance. And Lisa, there she is down there. Lisa, you're going to share with us a little bit about how does abundance play out with the HEAT team? Like where does that fit in?
Well, thank you, Nikki. And I'm going to share this this little piece with my NMD, Melissa. So we're going to split our time. So, abundance is really, I think, a state of mind. And I think regardless of what your life looks like today, just like what Chris was saying, your belief around abundance can really be one. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. You made a funny face, Nikki. I got scared.
Because
You made a funny face.
I pressed this button and an abundance of weird stuff happened on my computer and I didn't know what I was doing.
I'm glad my abundance didn't get interrupted yet.
No.
But the abundance in your life can really be about what you want to manifest and what you want this business to be for you. And when Melissa and I were talking today, and I'm excited for her to share what abundance means for her, abundance for me really feels like being able to give in a bigger way than I ever have been able to give before. It means that my life is so abundant, rich in relationships, rich in love, rich in fulfillment in what I'm doing, that I get to wake up every day and I get to go serve my community. Yes, with Juice Plus, with this message, but also with my time, because I have time freedom, and with my finances, because we're abundant in those areas. And I think the timing of this call, Nikki, is so awesome as we're all reminded that Christmas is like tomorrow. I went to see the yesterday. I was like, oh my gosh, it's here. That, we can really have an abundant mindset with how this business has touched and blessed our lives and our families. Even if your paycheck isn't quite where you want it to be yet, we're all working towards our next steps and our next things. That we are abundant with so much. And I love that we're coming together and we're doing this as a team because it feels abundant. It feels full of love and positive energy. And I'm just so grateful because it really does, for me, start with relationships. And so I'm just really excited that we have this abundance and this teamwork together. And I'm all for it 100%. So I guess as I turn it over to Melissa, I will encourage all of you to ask yourselves, where do you want your lives to be more abundant? How do you want to more abundantly serve the communities that you're in? And how can you, going into your Juice Plus world, serving at a bigger level, how can that help you make that bigger impact? So I want Melissa to have time to share because I know she had a few thoughts as well. So I'm going to turn it over
on. But what's really interesting for you is that you really didn't have a team above you when you started out. And you didn't have that feeling of that. So for you, I don't know, it seems like it might even be a little bit more special and be able to appreciate the fact that these people are working together and we have each other's back.
I do.
I mean, you did have sideline buddies that really helped you, but this is a little bit different.
It is different.
Yeah.
It's different.
Right.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
You're awesome.
So we're going to put the spotlight on Melissa. There we go. There she is.
Hi.
Hi.
Well, I have Gabby with me. I hope you guys can hear me okay.
Gabby.
And she insisted on being here. And, and that's part of my whole abundance deal is Lisa and I were talking today, and it is so much time. I mean, you can measure it in so many different ways, but for me, it's the freedom. We live in this country where I think it's really our responsibility to exercise our freedoms. People fight and lose their lives every day for that. And I think that if I look back over the course of time and how this business has really touched my life, I was telling Lisa a funny story about just it was about 18 months ago or about a year ago. And Paul and I were discussing a vacation we were going to take. And I said, oh yeah, well, why don't we just extend it out, for 14 days or whatnot. And he has, mind you, my husband has a great job. I mean, a great job. He gets paid really well. And he said, well, I have to go check my PTO. And I was like, you're what? He goes, my paid time off, and see how much time I have. And it dawned on me for the first time in 7 years. I hadn't thought about that, and then that we take that for granted. But, we certainly work in the cracks of time, and there's some Sundays and some Saturdays and some little things here and there. But for the most part, I mean, to be able to schedule our days the way we want to spend it with the people we want to, in the ways that we want to, I think that in itself is just abundant in joy, you know, and life. So I'm grateful for this business. It's changed everything for me. It's, you know, the fact that I don't have to ask anybody permission really to go where I want to go, when I want to go, or, you know, how far, how long, or any of it. It's just, I think that freedom in itself is just exhilarating. So that to me is really abundance.
Great.
Right, Gabs?
And I'm just going to offer again out there. Does anybody have one more comment to say, just 30 seconds or so, about what abundance means to them in this business?
Thank you, Melissa.
Melissa, great job. I loved having Gabby on. That was an abundant view. Anybody want to add anything? The only thing I'd like to add, if nobody else does, is the abundance of new friends. I don't know if you or Lisa said that, but oh my gosh, I have friends that I would have never, ever had, met, known. And it's just been so abundantly apparent. So our last part of our heat is tenacity. And I don't know, is Michelle going to go first or Sandy going first? I know you both are going to talk. Who's going first?
I'll go first.
Okay, Sandy, I'm going to find you. Here you are. And we'll just spotlight you in a second if I can. There we go. Okay.
Great. Hi, everyone. So how important is tenacity? Well, if you want to change the world, which we all do, right? It's going to take some tenacity. And my team, we named it Tenacity after we'd been in existence for a while, and it was really named after the individual members because I saw tenacity in each of them. But now when I look at our team and the Heat team, I see tenacity in the gluing together and the synergy that we have as a team, which is so awesome. So the definition, I looked this up, and I love Nikki's definition, last man standing. I really like that. The last man standing is pretty tenacious, right? Okay, so it's the quality of being very determined, persistent, holding fast, or holding together firmly.
Cool.
And so it starts with each of us individually with our health journey. And Juice Plus helps us be more tenacious in our health, doesn't it? And more hopeful. And we offer that hope to others. And we learn to be tenacious while detaching from the results, right? And I think that sometimes can be a little tricky. But I want to share a story. One of our team members, Lindsay, had just gotten started, and she had a disappointment. And she called her mom or a family member, and this family member told her, you know, you don't need this. You just stop. Just don't do this. And she said, but there are so many lives yet to change.
Mm.
Is that the picture of tenacity? Yeah. And that's actually how we, as we discipline our disappointments, right? And keep going, that's tenacity. So I love that. And we hold that tenacity for our customers, you know, and we catch that vision for them before they do, and for our team members, right? I love that on our Voxer chat when I see team members encouraging each other and saying, I'm thinking you strong, you know, you can do this, and celebrating each other's successes. And that all grows that tenacity. And that's what we have together as we cheer each other on and keep that vision going. And I just have a quote, and then I'm going to turn it over to Michelle. And it is, never underestimate the power of a small group of people to change the world. In fact, it is the only thing that ever has. Right. And that is the picture of tenacity. And that's by Margaret Mead.
Margaret Mead, that was great.
And speaking of the picture of tenacity, I want to turn this over to my very tenacious new NMD, Michelle Grenzing.
There we go, Michelle. Woo!
Woo! All of this has been so incredible. And so I just want to punctuate it all with, kind of culminating the heart and the energy and the abundance in a few things that some of our team shared when I put out on a Voxer. Hey, what does tenacity mean to you? And so I'm just going to share what they said. This is just, guys, this is awesome. So Michelle White said, I love being part of Team Tenacity, and that's the HEAT Team Tenacity, because for many years I have felt alone and anything but tenacious in my stay-at-home mom life. Tenacity inspired me to share my new health journey in a tenacious, go-getter kind of way. I am so thankful that God blessed me to be part of this active, driven team. Then Corinne Contreras shared, I didn't ask permission, but it's on our Voxer chat. So anyway, I love being tenacious in my way of living and how I run my business. I have found a whole new me through Team Tenacity that has brought out a version of me that I never imagined before. From the mentorship direct to me to the sideline teammates who I now call not only friends but sisters in Christ, to my life coach, and straight to my family, all have helped to mold me, hold me accountable, and embrace the new, better version and committed Corinne. I can't believe this whole journey started with just a decision to go to church on a weekday morning. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Erica Eckert said, what Team Tenacity has been saving grace in my life. The joy, connection, fun, the rewards of helping others when you have down days is the best. Each of your energy bounces off of each other. I love my Juice Plus junkies. Then we have two more. Aubrey said, I have no words to describe you all. All I can say is Jesus handpicked each and every one of us to be on this mission together. Lindsay, who Sandy mentioned, shared, Team Tenacity is such a gift and blessing in my life. For many years, I felt as though I didn't belong, but you all have changed that for me. The bonds, the encouragement, the love, and joy each of you bring to me and our whole team is indescribable. I am forever grateful to this amazing family. So if that doesn't sum up the heart, the energy, and incredible abundance in the most tenacious way, does.
That was great.
Good wrap.
So really, I just want you to be thinking when you tell people you're part of the HEAT, whether it's HEAT Team Tenacity or HEAT Inspire or the HEAT Trailblazers or the HEAT whatever honeybees, that you really think and include that bigger vision of the HEAT, the bigger group that is the umbrella for all of us that includes heart and energy and abundance and tenacity in ways that we don't even know, but that we're going to continue to explore together. We've been doing this for 26 years. And it's still, the flames are still getting higher and higher, guys. And it's because of all of you. We love you dearly. We are the HEAT. Unmute your phones. Oh, they can't see me. Well, that's okay. Maybe they can see me. Depends on where they are.
Oh.
It depends on where they are in the thing. So I want you to all unmute your phones, and I want you to shout out the one word, the one whatever, the piece of whatever, and we can just hear total love, abundance, joy from the HEAT team. Are you guys ready? You've unmuted. Corinne, you're not unmuted yet.
Sorry.
List. List that.
Good night, everybody. We'll see you next Tuesday. We've got a great call with, is it you, Lisa?
Yes, with Andrea LaPlante, new NMD.
New NMD, here how
Yes.
she did it. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
All right, thank you.
This will be posted on our HEAT YouTube channel.